Hi, welcome back to Ask Ellen, where real questions meet real talk. Today we're diving into something a lot of people struggle with this time of year. Feeling obligated to give gifts that you don't actually want to give. Does this sound like something that comes up for you every single year? If the holidays bring you stress about spending, expectations, and trying to make everyone happy, you're not alone. So let's talk about how to spend from a place of honesty instead of a place of obligation. Gift giving should be joyful, right? But for a lot of us, it's just not. It feels like pressure. It feels like obligation. And it can also feel like just one more thing that you've added to the plate of this season that's holiday and fun. And if you're somebody who naturally just wants to make everyone happy, this time of year can be even more stressful because you don't want to disappoint someone and you don't want to change from tradition or what's expected of you. This can be really difficult. So if gift giving feels more heavy to you, more stress to you, instead of being heartfelt and exciting and happy and joyful, well, now it's time for you to reassess what gift giving actually means and really what's obligated of you to do this year in your gift giving. Most of the pressure we feel around gift giving doesn't come from what we want. It actually comes from what we think other people expect. It's weird how we can just put our own thought into what other people are thinking. And that's the whole glitch of this whole burden part of gift giving. Common sources of obligation are family traditions, comparing the gifts to others. When somebody gives you one thing, you think you need to give that same type of gift back. Fear of looking cheap or uncaring. Trying to match someone else's spending. If you think they're giving a $100 gift, you feel you need to give a $100 gift. Feeling responsible for how that person reacts to the actual gift that you're giving. That's a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves. And all in all, guilt is a huge part of this whole gift giving. When you think of the whole gift giving, that's the last thing you should be thinking about. It should just be when you give a gift, you're happy to be giving someone something. Nothing else. And here's one that hits really deep. A lot of women take on that whole burden of the gift giving. They feel responsible for getting all the gifts for everyone that needs a gift. A lot of times they're even getting gifts for someone else to give to someone else. They think they're making it easy for that person who should be getting and giving the gift. And yes, actually they are making it easier for that person. But the thing is, they're not making it easy on themselves. And that's why the whole burden of it, and that's why the whole stress of it can be overwhelming at times. When you take on the gift giving for other people, it turns from it being gift giving to actually being emotionally over functioning. And that's when you gotta stop, put on the brakes, and talk about it. This isn't healthy. And it shouldn't be the responsibility of one person. Maybe that's even you, to do all the gift giving for a whole family. Let's get honest for a minute. A gift given out of guilt doesn't feel good. You probably have done it at least once in your life. I think we've all done it once in our life. I have. You feel obligated to do it, so you just do. It's easier to just get it done than to worry about it, think about it, question it, or ask somebody else to do it for you. You just go to the store, pick something up, and hand it over. But that doesn't feel good. That's not right. And on some level, you start getting annoyed with yourself for even going through the whole process. Obligation is not the heart of the holidays. Connection is. And that's where we lose our focus in this whole gift-giving thing. We know we're supposed to give gifts, and we know we want to give gifts. But when it comes out of obligation, or with obligation, it turns it into a completely different thing. Sometimes we need to actually just step back and remember the why that we're giving the gifts to begin with. So what does healthy gift giving actually look like? Healthy gift giving is simple. You give from a place of choice, not pressure. Some signs of healthy gift giving: it feels aligned, it feels good, it feels meaningful, it makes you happy, it fits into your capacity, it doesn't stretch you thin, and more importantly, or I should actually say most importantly, it doesn't come with guilt attached to it. If giving the gift drains you at all, financially, emotionally, or even energetically, then it's not aligned with you. You're doing something that's not true to you. You want to do it from a place of alignment. You want to do it from the place of good. And if it's not there, then maybe you should rethink that gift giving for that person. So how do you shift from a place of obligation to a place of honesty? Let me give you a few ideas here. 1, maybe you can set a spending limit. You tell the people in your family or the people that you're exchanging gifts with that, hey, this year we set a $20 limit. Is that enough for you? Does that feel right for you? It's okay, and you can change along the way. No one's saying you have to stick to $20. But the thing is, if you are comfortable with $20 because that's all you can do, and you can ask other people to fit that role because that will be easier for you, then ask. The worst case scenario is they say, no, I want to spend more. If they say that, say, thank you for letting me know, but I can only spend $20 this year. Now there's no guilt. You've let them know your limit, but if their limit's different than yours, that's okay. You know going in that their limit's different, but they also know that your limit is different. 2, you can talk to your family about maybe simplifying things. Now, of course, this is an idea that I'm throwing out there, but it's not actually one that I believe in. You can ask about doing a Secret Santa. A lot of families love a Secret Santa. You say, here's the threshold, this is how much we're gonna spend. But here's the thing, and the reason why I don't care for a Secret Santa myself, but it doesn't mean that it's not good for you, is that I always put a lot of thought into my gifts. I think about the people that might be getting the gift, and I think, what will that person like? And I put a lot of thought into that. Then there's always that one person that goes out, and if it's a $50 limit, they go get a $50 gift card. No thought, no nothing put into it. That's why I'm not a big fan of it, but if it helps you focus or helps with the stress of gift giving, it might be good for you. Only you can decide if it's good for you or not, and if you don't like it, don't offer it to your family. The third idea is maybe you just say no to exchanging gifts with certain people. You know, every family has that family member that gives you that oddball gift. The thing that you will never use, the item that you don't even know what it is, that object that you put in a drawer and you never ever look at it again. Is that really somebody who you want to exchange gifts with? You dread opening that gift because you just know it's nothing that you want. And that may sound harsh, but it's a reality. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with you feeling that way, but maybe you just say, hey, thank you, but I don't need to exchange with this person. They don't have to buy you something that's weird. You don't have to accept something that you think is weird. And it just stops. So then that way you're not stressed about the whole gift giving part of that. The fourth idea is maybe instead of exchanging a gift, you exchange an experience. Hey, why don't we go to this event together? Maybe we can go to this show together. If they get tickets to an event and you get tickets to a show, that's two events that you guys can go to together. Sometimes it's just so easy. You like something, they like something. Odds are you like the same things. You might as well do it together. Or maybe have some kind of experience that you can enjoy together that's unusual. Wrap up an invitation. They come over, you make dinner together, you make dessert together, and have a great time together. Sometimes it's the experience that you have with other people that mean more than the actual gift. And the fifth idea to switch from obligation to honesty is maybe just tell somebody, you know what? I can't do this year. Can we do something a little more simple? Let them come up with an idea. Maybe they say, you know what? It's really stressful for me too. I don't know what we can do. Maybe we can just go out to dinner some night. That will sound great. Maybe give them the choice to decide what that truth of you saying, I can't handle it this year, what do they come back with? Maybe they can't handle it either, and they were just going through the motions like they usually do as well. Maybe you'll find something completely different that the two of you could do together that will make the whole holiday season easier for both of you. Remember, you don't owe anyone the perfect gift. You owe yourself some honesty and some peace. And if you can get that by being truthful to others, the whole holiday season and the gift-giving obligation can be a lot easier. Here's something I want you to remember. A meaningful holiday is not about the number of gifts that you give. It's about the connection that you have with your family, with yourself, with your loved ones. It's about the connection, the rest, the peace that you feel with your loved ones, with your friends, with the people that mean something to you. The more honest you are to yourself and to others about what the holiday means to you and what this whole gift-giving idea means to you, the easier things will be for you and for others. Don't forget, a lot of people can be feeling the same thing you're feeling, but because they're not talking about it, they're not telling you how they feel, you'll never know it. Sometimes just bringing it up, makes people feel a lot better. They can relax. They can say, oh my God, I was stressing about this too, but I didn't know how to bring it up. By you opening the door, you make it easier for others to step on in as well and appreciate that they don't have to try so hard as well. You're allowed to step out of tradition. I know. I'm not supposed to say that. Tradition, we've always done it this way. Why? We don't do anything the same way now that we did in 1950. I wasn't even born then, so I really don't even know. But that's the whole thing. Tradition is what you want it to be, and you can always change it and make it something new. If tradition right now feels like we only exchange one gift per person, great. Does that make you happy? Does it make the other people that you're exchanging gifts with happy? Then that sounds like a win to me. And that's going to make the whole holiday season a lot easier for you and the other people. You're allowed to simplify things. Just because other people are running around all stressed does not mean that you need to be stressed too. No one said that the holidays have to be stressful. You're allowed to choose your own honesty over appeasing everyone else. And to be honest, a lot of times when you're appeasing other people, it's what you think they need to be appeased. Sometimes you've never even asked the question. What would make your holiday easier is something people hardly ever ask anyone. So don't just assume that you know what someone else needs to be appeased. Be honest to them about how you feel. You may be surprised about what they tell you back. If this video spoke to you at all, it might be time to reevaluate how much of your holiday energy goes into obligation instead of actual intention. And if you want more insight, support, and real talk this holiday season, or actually anytime, please consider subscribing. Come back every week and see what else we can talk about. And if you have your own gift-giving story or situation that you want help with, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. This is Ask Ellen. Real questions, real talk, real change. I'll see you in the next one.